Following on from my last video where we talked about how to clear the 8 memories so that you could put your own registrations in them and start from a clean slate, a lot of people have asked, how do we actually store all these sounds? So what I'm going to do is to explain how you put your own sounds into these 8 buttons and store them to use them at a later date. Okay, we'll start off by pressing the memory button, and that shows us all the information that will be stored when we add our sounds to these 8 buttons. So we have song information, style, voice, multipad, tempo. The main ones that I would always keep on this screen would be the harmony section, in case you have the harmony echo section turned on. I would have the tempo, of the speed of the rhythm, turned on. I would have the style turned on, the voice turned on. Transpose I sometimes use, so I'd have that turned on too. And this means that all these pieces of information are stored into these buttons. If you don't check the box, it means it won't hold that piece of information for you. So it's wouldn't hurt just to tick them all, but you can select the things that are most important to be remembered in these 8 buttons. Now, to actually store a sound, it's very, very easy. All we do is we make up the sound we want. Let's give an example. We'll do the theatre organ, so we'll go ballroom, and we'll go to the theatre organ march. I'll turn on my rhythm section and my synchro start, and I'll make sure that my OTS link is on so I get my theatre organ registrations coming through too. Let's see what that sounds like. That's nice, so I'm going to memorise that by pressing memory and the button. I'm going to put it in number 1. And that's now in there. For a second sound, I'm going to go to my swing and jazz. I'm going to go through to the Dixieland section, and I'm going to use intro 2, and I'm going to go straight into sound number 3. Here we go. That's fine, so I'm going to store that one, memory number 2. And my third sound I'm going to put just a piano. So I'm going to turn off my accompaniment section, and I'm going to choose a nice piano sound. Let's turn the other sections off. That's nice. So I'm going to memorise that one into number 3. I've got my 3 sounds set up, quite happy with those. I could do 8 if I wanted to, but I'm going to keep to 3 at the moment. And I'm going to now memorise them so they don't get lost. At the moment I've saved them in, but unless I store them somewhere, I'll lose them when I choose something else. Okay, so we've saved our 3 sounds into the registration memory buttons. What we need to do now is to actually store them. If we don't do this, when we go to another set of sounds, we'll lose our compilations of voices that we've made up already. First thing we need to do is to select the J button on the bottom right of the screen. And that will take us to the registration bank area. There are 2 places you could store your own settings into, the user drive or the hard drive. The user drive's ample for most people's settings, so we can use that. And what we want to do is to store in our sounds and call them a name. So I'm going to press the save button. Okay, I'm going to delete the last batch that was named, and I'm going to call them a name. I'm going to call them Tipsters, so I'm going to put a capital T using this top of number 1 case, and it goes to large case. I'll choose a T, go back to small case again, and I'm going to go, third button is I, and then we want P, so it's just like a mobile phone, we just hit it, and if we go past it, go round again, TIP, S, T, E, so the amount of times we press it takes us on to the next letter, R, Tipsters. Okay, once I've made my name, I press the OK button. Now if we'd have made a mistake, we could delete letters and put them back in again. And if we wanted a space to put a second word, we'd use the number 2 button and then let go, and then the space would be made ready to start a new word. At the end, press the OK button, and that will now save our setting, and there it is, Tipsters look. So we can make up our own set of sounds up to 8, and then we can store them in and name them, and they're in the Tipsters section. Now, should we want to add some more sounds to the 3 that we've already got, what we could do is we could memorise some more right up to number 8, and then come back to this screen and we'll resave them. So let's imagine that we've now got 8 sounds made up. We go to Tipsters again and we press the save button. We don't want to have a new batch, we want to keep it the same batch but just add some more voices to it. And once that's done, we press the OK button again, and it does say to us the name already exists, do you wish to overwrite the file? And we do, we want to overwrite it with our extra voices in there, so we press the yes button, and that then gives us as many sounds as we put into that batch. And you can make these files up, you could make hundreds of files up really. There's a huge amount of memory in the Tyros. It allows you to put in lots of batches of your own sounds. We could even have put a little icon at the beginning, so when I go to the save button, if we press the icon button at the bottom here, we've got all these pictures, and they could be an icon for something so we can remember what we've saved. And if we find an icon we think would suit our batch of sounds or help us to remember them, just press the OK button. Just wait for a moment, and that's now stored in with our choice of icon. I hope you find that useful. Tyros tips, because we care.